house in Salem Creek listens, but no one believed it until the walls began to whisper back. Adam and Claire thought they'd found their dream. Warped floors, faded portraits, a fresh start. But the first night, the house remembered. Every fight made the wallpaper breathe. Claire heard her own voice drifting up from the basement, words she'd never spoken. Silence refused to stay silent. Footsteps prowled the halls, dragging old arguments, buried secrets, muffled screams. Adam lunged for the door. It whispered his name. Twice. On the final night, the house didn't just listen, it spoke. Clear, hungry. Stay, it sighed. Never leave me alone again.
They call Route 191 the Ghost Highway, a stretch of desert road where engines die, radios hiss, and the wind sounds like it's whispering names. I've driven this route for 20 years, seen mirages, coyotes, even lights that shouldn't exist. But last night, I heard something new. A voice on the CB radio, weak, distant, calling my name. I thought it was a prank, until it said, "I'm right behind you." The mirror showed headlights, then a face, identical to mine, grinning through the static. They say the road remembers every lost soul, and tonight, it's remembering me. The Pine Barrens remembers every footstep, every trespass, every scream that fades into its soil. Last autumn, 4 volunteers entered those woods searching for a missing child. The boy's name was Ethan. Gone for 3 days. The deeper they went, the quieter the forest became. Even the wind refused to speak. They followed the sound, flashlights trembling, hearts pounding. But every direction led them deeper, until they realized the forest wasn't leading them to Ethan. It was leading them away from themselves. One by one, the whispers grew louder, saying their names. The trees seemed to breathe, the ground pulsing like a heartbeat. By dawn, only one searcher made it out. He swears he can still hear the Oi's voice at night, whispering from inside his walls. "You found me." Because in the Pine Barrens, no one truly disappears. They just become part of the memory. Heart of Louisiana, deep beyond the swamps, lies the ruins of Black Hollow Orphanage. For years it stood silent, until Elise Marrow, a doll restorer from New Orleans, inherited a box of hand-stitched dolls from the estate of a forgotten caretaker. Each doll was unique, delicate, lifelike, and whispering in Creole. At first, Elise thought the voices were in her head. But when she noticed the dolls' faces, children's faces, she realized they matched photographs of missing kids from the 1950s. One night, under flickering lamplight, the dolls began turning their heads toward her, one by one. She tried to escape, but the orphanage called her back, its wooden floors creaking like the cries of the lost. In the final room, she found a half-finished doll with her own face. The whispers grew louder, chanting her name. As dawn broke, the police found her workshop empty, except for a new doll sitting among the rest, and its glass eyes were still wet, as if it had just been crying.
Bienvenue à la maison.
Heart of the Appalachian Mountains lies Devil's Bend, an abandoned rail line swallowed by fog and time. Locals whisper that once every 10 years, a ghostly train roars through the tunnels, its whistle echoing like a cry for mercy. Tonight, a lone traveler stands near the tracks, drawn by stories his grandfather once told. The air turns cold, the ground trembles. From the darkness, a blinding light pierces the fog. The train arrives, screeching metal and shrieking souls. Faces pressed to shattered windows, begging to be remembered. The traveler steps closer, frozen in awe and horror, until one of the faces looks exactly like his own. As dawn breaks, the light fades, and the tracks are empty once more. But if you listen closely, you can still hear the whistle, waiting for its next passenger.